Your first dropshipping product is probably gonna fail. And if it does, you're actually ahead of most people who never even launch. Your first failure is actually not the end of your business, it's the beginning. And getting this wrong means you'll give up thinking that dropshipping doesn't work when really, you just didn't understand what testing actually means. And I've helped over 4,000 students build their dropshipping stores, and together they've generated millions of dollars in sales. And I can tell you this, the ones who succeed aren't the ones that get lucky with product number one. They're the ones who understand what I'm about to show you. By the end of this video, you know exactly how to test products the right way, what to do when they fail, and how to turn each so-called failure into data that gets you closer to your first winning product. Look, I know what you're thinking right now. Matt, I can't afford to lose money on products that don't work. I'm working a job I hate. I've got bills to pay. If I waste money on this and it doesn't work, then I'm done. And look, I get it. That fear is real, but that fear is also keeping you stuck exactly where you are right now. Working that job, watching life pass by, knowing there's something better out there, but you're too scared to go after it. And the biggest trap is thinking that your first product has to work. Because when you go in with that mindset and it doesn't work, what happens? You give up, you walk away, you tell yourself that dropshipping is a scam or that it doesn't even work anymore. But what if product failures aren't really failures at all? What if they're actually the fastest way to find your winner? Dropshipping is a testing game. It's about data, not luck. You're not looking for the perfect product. You're testing products until the numbers tell you which one works. When you find a product, test it. And if the data shows it's not a winner, it's okay. It doesn't mean you failed, or it doesn't mean the business model is wrong. The problem was your expectation. So let me give you the way that winners think about this. So your first product is not supposed to be your winner. Your first product is your education. And our most successful students test an average of 5 to 8 products before finding their first winner. And after teaching over 4,000 students, I can assure you that testing multiple products is completely normal. It's part of the process. The people who make it aren't the ones who get lucky with product number one. They're the ones who stick around through product 2, 3, and even 4 until they find that winner. And when my business partner Stellone started, his first 3 products were a watch, a facial acne device, and a posture corrector. And he ran each test for about a week. And he spent about $400 to $500 testing each of these products. And guess what? You know how much he made? Zero. But he didn't give up. He kept testing, and he didn't find his first winning product until product number 7. And that product number 7 made $500,000 in 50 days, and then went on to make $700,000 in 2 months. But don't get misled. He didn't just keep doing the exact same things product after product. He looked at the data, took insights from it, and then applied those insights to his next product. And the pattern's clear across everyone that succeeds. You have to test, you learn, you adjust, and then you test again. That's the path. Not test once, fail, and then just give up. So how do you actually do this? How do you test products without burning through your entire budget and giving up halfway through? I found that it comes down to 3 changes in how you think about testing. Let's look at change number 1, testing budget versus losing money. So most people think like this: I just spent $300 on ads and my product didn't work. I lost $300. Wrong. You didn't lose $300, you spent $300 on data. Specifically, you now know that the product doesn't resonate with the audience, or that the ad creative didn't hook people, that price point might be wrong, or that offer didn't convert, maybe because the positioning could be framed differently. And that's not losing money, that's information gold. And inside Ecom Warrior Academy, we teach our students to come in with about $200 to $300 as a testing budget. And it's money that you're investing to find what works. And I want you to think about it like this. If someone said to you, pay me $300 and I'll tell you exactly which business idea will make you $10,000 next month, you're gonna do it in a heartbeat, right? Well, that's what testing is. You're paying for the answer. So when you shift from I'm losing money to I'm actually buying data, your entire experience changes. You're not failing. You're learning, getting closer and closer to success or closer to your goals. Let's look at change number 2, detachment from the product. So don't get attached to your products. Look at the numbers and let data drive your actions. That's it. Your emotions don't matter because your product doesn't care about your feelings. The market decides. If the numbers are bad, let it go and move on. If the numbers show promise, double down. This is business, so you have to treat it like a business. And I see this all the time. Someone picks a product that they think is pretty cool, they love it, and they spend weeks perfecting their store, then they run it and it doesn't work. But they can't let it go because they're actually emotionally attached to the product. They keep throwing money at it, trying to make it work, hoping that the entire business will turn around. Meanwhile, if you look at it logically, the numbers are screaming, this isn't working, move on. So don't do that. Don't be emotional. Look at the data, trust the data, and move on when the data says to move on. Let's look at change number 3. Every test offers a golden lesson. So your first product's job isn't to make you rich. Its job is to teach you exactly how to set up a store, create ads, read the Facebook metrics, understand conversion rates, and then get comfortable with the entire process. And your second product's job is to apply what you learned from product number 1. And remember the story I just shared about my business partner, Stallone. When he looked at the data of his first products, it revealed that he had to rethink his entire strategy for product testing. So he needed to focus more on products that were trending on the market and products that weren't overly saturated. Then when he saw that he was actually getting traffic to his website, but the people weren't purchasing, that's when it became clear that he had to tweak his website. So for his next products, he made sure that his website had great copy, better quality images, professional logo. So my point is, your third product will most likely not be your winner either. Maybe your winning product is the 4th one that you test, or maybe it's the 5th one. But each product that you test has a very valuable lesson to offer. Each test is going to move you forward, even if it doesn't make you money at first. And look, I know you're probably thinking, okay, Matt, it sounds good in theory, but what do I actually do when my first product fails? How do I know when to kill it? What do I look out for? And these are very good questions, so let me tackle this right now. The biggest mistake that I see beginners make isn't picking bad products. It's not knowing when to pull the plug. And they either give up too early, they kill a product that was about to work, or they hold on too long, throwing good money after bad because they're emotionally attached. And either way, you lose. And get this wrong, and you'll either waste your entire budget on one dead product, or you'll give up on a winner right before it takes off. But if you get it right, you make progress fast because you're making smart decisions that actually move you forward. Let me give you this framework. The key is to look at specific data points. So data point 1 is cost per click. If people aren't even clicking your ad, then your creative is the problem, not your product. Your ad isn't hooking them, the angle might be wrong, the video doesn't grab their attention. So fix the creative or test a new angle. Data point 2, click-through rate. So if your click-through rate is good, but no one's buying, this means that your product page or your offer needs work. People are interested enough because they're actually clicking on your ad, but something in your store is actually stopping them from buying. Maybe your page looks sketchy. Maybe your price is too high. Maybe the product description doesn't sell the benefits well enough. Let's look at data point 3 now, which is conversion rate. So if people are landing on your website but not buying, then you've got a trust problem, a price problem, or either a page problem. And one of our students tested a product for 3 days. So his conversion rate started at about 1.49%, which isn't great, and he was ready to kill it. But instead of giving up on the product, he made a couple of changes to his website. So the ad stayed the same, everything else stayed the same, he just made a few tweaks to that page. After making a few tweaks, his conversion rate jumped back to 3%. And that's what we consider a decent benchmark. On the lower end, but it's workable. And then from there, he kept improving, and guess what? That product ended up doing over $500,000 in sales in 50 days. And if he killed that product at 1.49%, he would have walked away from a winner. So you can use these following rules to think about this. So if your ad is getting clicks, but your store's not converting, don't kill the product, fix the store. If your ad isn't even getting clicks after $50 to $100 of spend, then kill it. Test a new creative or move to a new product. But if your store is converting at 3% or higher, then you're onto something, scale it. Now let's talk about how do you actually apply this when you're in the middle of testing. How do you interpret the numbers basically? Step 1, set your testing budget per product before you start. So before you launch, decide, I'm going to spend $200 to $300 testing this product over the next week, and then stick to it. It's important that you don't let your emotions change the plan. And if you hit that budget and the numbers are bad, just move on. No excuses. No, just one more day. Step 2, you want to track your metrics daily. So don't just set your ads and forget them. Check them every single day. You want to monitor how many clicks you're getting, what's the cost per click, are people going to the website and adding the product to the cart, what's the overall conversion rate, and these numbers will tell you exactly what to do next, but you actually have to look at them. Step 3, make data-driven kill decisions. So we teach our students to let ads run for about 2 to 3 days before making any serious decisions to kill them. And the Facebook algorithm actually needs time to learn and optimize. So if you kill things too early, you might be shutting down something that was about to work. So after about the 2 to 3 day period, here's how to look at the numbers. So if you have a low click-through rate plus a high cost per click, tweak. This means to adjust or kill the ad creative, test a new angle, or move to a brand new product. If you have high click-through rate plus low conversion, this means you need to fix your product page or your offer. But if you have a high click-through rate and a high conversion rate, but it's not profitable, this means you need to adjust your pricing or find a cheaper supplier. Let the data decide, not your fear, not your hope. Step 4, you need to document everything. So this is the part that most people skip, and it really costs them. When you kill a product, write down what you tested, what the numbers showed, what did you learn, and what you're going to do differently next time. My advice is to keep a simple spreadsheet where you track the following. So you want to add the product name to the spreadsheet, the ad spend. You also want to add the results. You want to also write any key takeaways that you can take forward with you. And what this does is it turns every so-called failure into a lesson for your next test. So you're not starting from scratch with product number 2, you're starting from everything you learned with product number 1. And that's how you get faster at finding winners. So now you know how to test, and you now know when to move on. But what are you supposed to do if you test 3, 4, 5 products and none of them work? Well, that's the real fear, isn't it? So let's tackle that one next. Of course, I'm not going to tell you that testing products that don't work is easy, or that, spending money on ads that don't convert is no big deal. And I remember when Stallone told me about the time that he was about to give up. At this point, his $5,000 budget was about to run out from testing 6 products. And mind you, that was $5,000 that took him years to save up for. So those 6 products made $0. So he was already thinking, maybe this isn't for me. He put so much time and effort into testing these 6 products and didn't have anything to show for it. Meanwhile, he kept seeing other people crushing it online. He kept hearing about all these amazing results other people were achieving. And instead of feeling discouraged, he thought, well, I've came this far and I can't give up now. So he decided to spend every single bit of money he had left to make sure that if he ever did give up, at least he would be able to say that he truly could not have done more. So with the last bit of money he had left, he went balls to the wall and went all in. And thankfully, his 7th product went on to become his first winning product. So here's one thing that I've learned over the years. The only difference between the people who make it and the people who don't isn't talent. It isn't luck. It's not some secret strategy. It's whether you treat the failures as endings or as data points. Because look, failure is just feedback. That's it. It's not personal, it's not permanent, it's just an event, not an identity. And when a product doesn't work, you didn't fail as a person, you learned what doesn't work in the market. And that's the big difference. Success in dropshipping, or success in anything really, comes down mainly to discipline. Showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Testing even when you're scared, analyzing numbers even when they're bad, and moving forward even when your feelings are telling you to quit. And your feelings don't decide your future, your actions do. And me personally, I'm way more afraid of living an average life than I am of testing a single product that fails. I'm afraid of waking up 10 years from now doing the same job I hate with the same problems that I have now with the same bank account, knowing that I never even tried. I'm afraid of not being able to provide for my family. I'm afraid of not having the freedom to choose exactly how I spend my time and who I spend it with. I'm afraid of being stuck, and that fear is way bigger than the fear of testing a $300 budget that doesn't work out. Think about it. What's the worst that happens when you test 6 to 8 products and they don't work? You're back where you started. But what's the worst thing that happens if you don't try? You're stuck in the exact same position, except now you'll never know if you could have made it. Which one sounds worse to you? So celebrate the learnings, not just the winnings. So if you launch your first product and it didn't work, celebrate that you actually launched. Most people I've seen never even get that far. They stay stuck in research mode, watching YouTube videos, and never taking action. But you did. That's progress. If you're in your first ad, then celebrate. You got your first click, celebrate. You got your first add to cart, celebrate as well. Remember that you're building a business. Every action is progress, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. And another powerful practice is to remember your why. So write down why you're doing this. Not the surface level, oh, I want money. Like, what do you want money for? Why do you want money? Is it to help your family? Is it to maybe quit your job? Is it to prove yourself that you can actually build something? Is it because you want more freedom? Get very specific. And when testing gets hard, when products don't work, when you're sitting there wondering if you should give up, then just come back to that why. That's your fuel. That's what keeps you going when the numbers are showing that you haven't figured out a winning offer yet. And again, your first product is probably going to fail. Your second might too. But if you treat every test as data, follow the numbers instead of your feelings, and keep showing up, you will find your winner. And the question isn't if dropshipping works. Obviously it does. The question is, will you stick around long enough to make it work for you? So if you're scared of wasting money testing products, Ecomoria Academy teaches you exactly how to test on the smallest possible budget while getting the data you need to find winners fast. The link is in the description. Don't let fear of failure keep you stuck. Test smart, learn fast, and build the life that you actually want. I'll see you in the next one.